War has a way of exposing the unexpected. In the vast Pacific Ocean during the height of conflict, Japan believed it understood every threat that lurked beneath the waves. Its navy, disciplined, experienced, and heavily armed, had spent years mastering the tactics of anti-submarine warfare. Patrol routes were tight, destroyers roamed aggressively, and naval intelligence was confident that any American submarine trying to slip into their waters would be detected long before it became a real danger. But then came the moment that rewrote everything they believed: silence, darkness, and one U.S. submarine gliding like a shadow under the surface, unknown, undetected, and underestimated. This was no ordinary vessel. Later history would call it the destroyer killer. But on that quiet morning, it was just a silent predator entering an ocean where it wasn't supposed to survive. The crew on board understood their mission with deadly clarity: move silently, strike precisely, and disappear instantly. No noise, no mistakes, no panic, only focus. Inside the submarine, the atmosphere was tense but controlled. Every man had practiced this scenario 100 times. The sonar operator listened to the faint hum of a Japanese destroyer approaching. The commander leaned over the targeting scope, breathing slowly, thinking faster. The ocean outside was calm, but inside the submarine, every heartbeat felt like part of the countdown to history. Above them, Japan's destroyer crews had no idea that death was creeping up from below. They believed the Pacific belonged to them. Their radars showed nothing unusual. Their scouts reported calm waters. Their commanders dismissed the possibility that a U.S. submarine could get close without detection. This overconfidence would be the beginning of their shock. And then it happened, the moment the Japanese Navy would never forget. From beneath the waves, the U.S. submarine launched its first torpedoes. They sliced through the water with deadly accuracy. A sudden explosion tore through the Japanese destroyer, sending shockwaves across the ocean. Sailors on nearby ships froze, unable to understand what had just happened. Commanders scrambled to send alerts. Radios erupted with panicked voices. Japan was stunned. Reports flooded in: Zine, unknown submarine, impossible approach, direct hit, no warning. The Japanese Naval Command realized immediately that this was not a random strike. This was precision. This was planning. This was something they were not ready for. While Japan frantically searched for the submarine, it had already vanished, slipping back into the deep like it had never existed. The destroyer killer had struck once, and the ocean had swallowed its trail. But the worst part for Japan was this: they didn't know when it would strike again. This first attack didn't just destroy a ship, it shattered Japan's confidence. For the first time, they faced an enemy that operated in total silence, total focus, and total discipline. They understood that this submarine was unlike anything they had faced before. This moment from history carries a powerful lesson for life today. People underestimate you until you show them what silence, preparation, and focus can create. Just like the submarine, you don't need to announce your moves. You don't need to prove your worth to everyone. You don't need to fight every noise around you. When you protect your peace, stay steady, stay disciplined, and strike only when the time is right, your results will speak for you. Japan was stunned because it didn't expect danger from silence. People in life are stunned for the same reason. They never expect strength from someone who is calm. And just like that submarine, you are at your strongest when you control your environment, your reactions, and your peace. This is the beginning of the story, where one silent American submarine enters the world stage, shocks an empire, and begins a 4-day storm that will rewrite naval history. The ocean remembers every sound, every propeller turn, every sonar ping, every heartbeat inside a steel hull. And on the day following its first shocking strike, the U.S. submarine that Japan had underestimated was already preparing for its next move. While Japanese commanders issued emergency orders and destroyer fleets scrambled to hunt the unknown attacker, the submarine's crew stayed calm in the shadows of the deep. Inside the submarine, the atmosphere was intense but focused. No cheering, no celebration. The men knew that sinking one ship didn't make them legends. Surviving after doing so did. And their captain understood something even more important. They had just stepped into a sea full of enemies. If they made a mistake now, the Pacific would become their grave. Day one was not finished. As night approached, the sonar operator picked up another contact. The rhythmic beat of propellers, the vibration pattern. This wasn't a merchant ship. It was another Japanese destroyer, patrolling aggressively, searching for the attacker of the morning's disaster. The destroyer's crew believed they were the hunters, but deep below them, the real predator was silently tracking their movements. The submarine changed course slowly, silently. Every adjustment was measured in millimeters. Even a single loud turn could give away their position. Sweat trickled down the faces of the young operators, but their hands stayed steady. The captain whispered commands the crew obeyed instantly. At the perfect moment, depth, angle, and distance calculated with absolute precision. The captain ordered fire. 2 torpedoes shot forward like arrows of death. Seconds felt like hours. Then, boom, a massive explosion ripped through the destroyer's hull. Flames burst across the deck. Men screamed orders, but shock drowned their voices. The ship tilted, metal tearing like paper. Within minutes, it was sinking into the dark, cold water. Japan had lost a second warship in less than a day. Panic turned into disbelief. Naval intelligence reports circulated rapidly. Same pattern. Same torpedo signature. It's the same submarine. Japan was finally realizing the truth. This wasn't normal enemy activity. This was a single American submarine moving with incredible precision and courage. Day 2 arrived with confrontation in the air. Japan's destroyer fleets expanded their search radius. Air patrols flew overhead. Depth charges were prepared in massive numbers. The ocean was about to become a pressure cooker. And yet, the submarine's crew didn't break. They didn't panic. Their captain kept their minds sharp with one rule: stay quiet, stay invisible, stay alive. As the sun rose on day 2, the submarine continued deeper into enemy-controlled waters. It was dangerous, but it was also an opportunity. The crew quickly detected another Japanese ship, this time a destroyer escort loaded with depth charges. This ship wasn't hunting, it was patrolling, unaware of the monster lurking below. The captain knew the risk. Attacking too many ships too fast could reveal their presence. But not attacking meant losing momentum, and possibly their mission. After studying the sonar patterns, he made the call. The submarine slowly rose to attack depth. Inside the ship, tension was thick. Men held their breath. Hands hovered over controls. The ocean above them was calm, deceptively calm. Fire. The third set of torpedoes raced upward. A second later, boom! An explosion lit up the sea surface like a brief sunrise. 3 ships sunk. 3 Japanese crews stunned. 3 signals of fear across the Pacific. This was the moment the Japanese Navy coined the name Destroyer Killer, because no ordinary submarine could take out 3 warships in such a short time and vanish without leaving a trace. The submarine's strength wasn't just its steel torpedoes or technology. Its real power was discipline, silence, and mental calm under extreme pressure. Here lies the life lesson in your protect your peace theme. When you remain calm under pressure, people think you're weak. But when your silence is paired with precision, when your patience becomes power, when your timing hits perfectly, your results become unstoppable. On day 1 and day 2, the submarine didn't just fight a battle. It earned its terrifying name. It became a ghost in the Pacific. And it pushed Japan into the shock that would grow even stronger as the next 48 hours unfolded. For most navies, sinking 1 enemy ship is a victory. Sinking 2 in a day is extraordinary. But sinking 5 ships in just 4 days, that turns a submarine into a legend and a nightmare. After the destruction of 3 Japanese vessels, the Pacific suddenly felt smaller, tighter, heavier. Japanese commanders were rattled. Their ships spread out. Sonar operators were doubled and patrol lines were widened. Every shadow under the water looked suspicious. Every strange echo felt like danger. Japan wasn't just searching for an American submarine anymore. They were hunting a ghost. But ghosts aren't so easy to find. Down below, the American submarine slid through the darkness like a silent blade. The crew barely spoke now. Every sound mattered. Every vibration mattered. They ate quietly, breathed quietly, even walked softly. The submarine had become a single organism, men and steel fused into one deadly force. Day 2 turned into day 3. Early that morning, the sonar operator suddenly froze. He heard something, faint, distant, but unmistakable. Propellers, big ones, not a single ship. 2 destroyers and a transport vessel moving in formation, a small fleet. The captain leaned in. This was no ordinary opportunity. If they could strike here, Japan would feel the blow across their entire naval chain. But attacking 3 ships together was also extremely dangerous. A miscalculation could reveal their position and get the crew killed instantly. The captain closed his eyes for a moment, breathing steady. Prepare torpedoes. Inside the submarine, the energy shifted. Fear and courage mixed like electricity. Every man knew this could be the turning point, not just of the mission, but of the entire war zone. The submarine moved into position like a sniper adjusting for wind and distance. The captain waited for the perfect angle, one strike, then another, then vanished before the enemy reacted. Range target locked. Depth steady. Fire. 2 torpedoes shot forward, slicing through the dark water. Seconds later, boom, the ocean erupted. 1 destroyer exploded violently, breaking apart in the span of moments. The blast was so strong it jolted the submarine's hull. Japanese sailors screamed orders on the remaining 2 ships. Floodlights snapped on. Depth charges were armed. Panic hit them like a wave. But before they could react, fire again! The submarine launched a second pair of torpedoes at the transport vessel. The giant ship shook as explosions tore through its machinery. Steam, flame, and metal flew upward. The vessel tilted sideways, taking dozens of crew members with it. 2 ships down, 1 destroyer remaining. And now Japan was in full desperation mode. The last destroyer immediately charged toward the spot where the torpedoes came from. Sirens wailed. Guns fired blindly into the ocean. Depth charges dropped one after another. Kaboom! Kaboom! Inside the submarine, the lights flickered. Metal groaned under the water pressure. The crew held on tightly, their ears ringing from the blasts above. But even in chaos, the captain kept his voice steady. Hold depth, stay silent, wait. The destroyer passed overhead. Its engines roared like an angry animal searching for the unseen predator. The submarine remained still. And then opportunity. The destroyer slowed down, trying to locate the attacker. That hesitation sealed its fate. The submarine rose slightly amid, and with a calm whisper, fire. The final torpedo rocketed upward. The destroyer never stood a chance. A huge explosion ripped through its stern. The ship cracked in half. The sea swallowed its remains. 3 more ships gone, 5 total, and the submarine was still alive. Japan was now beyond shocked. They were terrified. Their elite destroyers had been designed to hunt submarines. Yet here was one U.S. submarine hunting them and winning. This moment teaches a powerful protect your peace lesson. When pressure increases, most people panic. But if you stay calm when others lose their grip, if you move with intention instead of fear, if you trust your preparation instead of noisy, you will achieve results people thought were impossible. These 48 hours didn't just change the Pacific. They cemented the submarine's place in history. And the story was not over. Japan's biggest shock was still waiting on day 4. When the ocean finally fell silent after the 4th day, one truth stood taller than all the waves, all the ships, and all the explosions. A single U.S. submarine had rewritten history. 5 Japanese warships were gone. Thousands of men were shocked. Commanders were baffled. And the Pacific, once dominated by Japan, now felt unpredictable, vulnerable, and exposed. The Japanese Navy had never expected this level of precision from one vessel. They had prepared for fleets. They had prepared for aircraft carriers. But they had not prepared for a single submarine moving with the focus of a surgeon and the deadly silence of a shadow. For months after this event, Japanese intelligence tried to understand how it was possible. How did one submarine slip through their radar nets? How did it strike with perfect accuracy each time? How did it escape after every attack? How did its crew maintain discipline under extreme pressure? The answer was in the crew itself, in the culture of the submarine. Every man aboard understood something most people never learns. A calm mind is deadlier than a loud weapon. This submarine wasn't just a machine. It was a symbol of what humans can accomplish when they protect their mental space, their focus, and their inner peace.